How often have you met someone and immediately formed an intense opinion about them based on just one notable trait? Perhaps it was their charming smile, stunning intelligence, or a commanding presence. This instant judgment, often referred to as the halo effect, suggests that one positive attribute can profoundly color our entire perception of a person. It's a concept we encounter frequently in our daily lives, yet it holds immense psychological depth, revealing how our minds work. Understanding the halo effect can offer invaluable insight into human behavior, decision-making, and personal growth, empowering us to navigate relationships and perceptions more thoughtfully. What are the unconscious biases we carry? How do they shape our realities and ultimately our lives? To illustrate the halo effect, consider a scenario we've all experienced. You enter a room filled with attendees at a networking event. You spot someone who is dressed impeccably, standing tall, exuding charisma. Instantly you think, they must be successful. You assume that their confidence translates to competence, leading you to overlook their slip-ups in conversation or gaps in knowledge. This perception is a manifestation of the halo effect, the cognitive bias that prompts us to allow one positive trait to cast a favorable light on an entire character. Psychologists like Edward Thorndike first coined this term in the 1920s while studying how military officers judged their subordinates. He found that if an officer was perceived favorably in one area, such as physical appearance, it often led to a favorable perception of unrelated traits, like their leadership abilities. Fast forward to the present, we continue to see this phenomenon at work, reinforced by our inherent social nature, as highlighted by Carl Jung's notion of projection. Jung posited that we often project our unconscious feelings onto others, seeing them through the lens of our biases, desires, and past experiences. Thus, the halo effect serves as a mirror, reflecting not only how we perceive others, but also how our internal landscapes shape these perceptions. Moreover, let's delve deeper into the interplay between the halo effect and Freud's theory of repressed memories. When we have a positive experience with someone, it's easier to ignore their faults or negative aspects. But what happens when our experiences contradict this halo? We may unconsciously suppress those uncomfortable feelings, choosing to uphold the positive illusion rather than confront the complexity of their reality. This often leads to strife in our relationships, whether they be friendships, familial ties, or professional connections, where we uphold an idealized version of someone that doesn't align with the truth. Alfred Adler further complicates our understanding of these dynamics with his ideas about inferiority and superiority complexes. When we project our needs for validation onto others, we might unconsciously judge them based on our desires rather than their actual character. This judgment can become a double-edged sword. While we may feel momentarily uplifted by associating with those we perceive favorably, this can also lead to isolation from those less conventionally admirable. Our yearning for connection, when entangled with the halo effect, can restrict our ability to foster genuine relationships. Understanding the halo effect brings both challenges and benefits to our lives. On the one hand, recognizing our biases allows us to navigate our judgments more effectively, fostering compassion and authenticity in our relationships. Awareness opens the door to understanding the complexity of the human experience, urging us to sit with discomfort rather than dismiss it. On the other hand, it's crucial to confront the sometimes uncomfortable truth about ourselves, that we may be perpetuating these biases unconsciously. Without this acknowledgement, we risk perpetuating an unexamined existence, bound by superficial impressions rather than seeking deeper connections. In conclusion, the halo effect prompts us to reflect critically on our perceptions, inviting us to explore the multifaceted nature of human beings. As you navigate your relationships, consider: do you allow a single trait to shape your entire perception of someone? Are there biases you haven't examined? Challenge yourself to see beyond the halo, recognizing that each person embodies a spectrum of traits and complexities. Let this exploration inspire your personal growth. Allow your relationships to evolve with greater depth and authenticity. As we part ways today, remember this: to understand others more fully, we must first understand ourselves. The halo effect illustrates the intricate web of perceptions that intertwines us all, reminding us that in acknowledging our biases, we open the door to genuine connection and self-discovery. So take a moment, reflect, and maybe share your thoughts or experiences in the comments.